What's bangin' gamers? Welcome to the Crust Bucket. Today we are doing another core set 2021 draft. This is the second one today. My last one went 2 and 3, so I really want to get to at least 3 wins. And I just got to be more decisive during my drafts because I keep speculating into too many colors and I don't dedicate myself enough to one color, and I end up kind of rare drafting sometimes too, which is a really bad habit, and it's not great if you want to get gems. And in the long term, winning your gems is more important than just picking out a single rare that you might like, because winning the gems makes you go infinite and you can play for as long as you want and get all the cards inevitably anyways. I'm going to stop now. So with that in mind, let's have an epic draft. Let's get a first pick Ugin and just win the rest of the draft from there. That's all we got to do. That's how you win. Have you guys not figured that out yet? If you want advice on drafting, just pick Ugin, you guys. He's so good. Well, that's an epic first pick. We'll discuss the other cards too, but Terror of the Peaks. It's a 5-mana bomb, and targeting it punishes them for dealing 3 damage, and only spells, not abilities. But that's going to be in most cases in core set. And then any creature that enters the battlefield deals additional damage to a target. So we also would love the Scorching Dragonfire, but I think we'd rather have our bomb over a just removal spell. Wall of Runes is decent in the decks that want it. Tempered Veteran plays well in +1/+1. Silver Smote is a life gain payoff. Unleash Fury is just kind of worse than Sure Strike in my opinion. Feat of Resistance actually plays pretty well in the low to the ground white decks, white-red, white-green maybe. But yeah, obviously Terror of the Peaks is just slam dunkerino. Who passed us a Volcanic Salvo? Who did that? Was it you? It was probably him. Yeah, so Volcanic Salvo is an amazing follow-up to Terror of the Peaks. It just ends the game usually when you play it, unless you're against low-to-the-ground red-white, and then it kills like 2 do-nothing creatures. But Volcanic Salvo, after a Terror of the Peaks, is insane. So this probably slates us towards red-green 4 power, which we'd be happy to see Track Down, Drowsing Pteranodon, the Highlands, Bone Pit Brute, even like this Sanctum. Uncommon, it had to be like a Tutelage or a Hallow Blade for them to pass up Volcanic Salvo. Volcanic Salvo does make a tough first pick because it forces you to have double red in your playable like mana costs. But I think it's definitely pickable for us because we want to be red so bad now. Furious Rise. Hireling honestly wheels sometimes because of the fact that like it's so niche to get it to work, but Terror of the Peaks is one of like the 2 ways to get it to work in this format. Because Terror of the Peak deals non-combat damage, so this thing becomes a 2/3 double striker. But I think Furious Rise is a stronger pick, and it keeps people out of our 4 power picks. So, like, any of these would be fine right now. But Furious Rise puts us pretty strongly into 4 power decks, and that's where we want to be with the cards we have right now. So I think Furious Rise is an obvious pick here. This one's a bit of a dud of a pack. Liliana's Devotee. Red-black, like, isn't really a deck in this format. It's normally like, it's the sacrifice outlet deck, but there's like one uncommon that sacrifices when it ETBs. There's a common that does it too. So there's only one spell that gains control of another target creature for you to then sacrifice. So it's not great. I think a Ranger's Guile is like fine because it can rescue one of our value cards. Having a first Ranger's Guile I think is more important. Unleash Fury, it's just worse than Sure Strike in my opinion. Burn Bright doesn't do too great. Like, we could be red-white and drop the Furious Rise and then just play Burn Bright. Oh, well. You could tell I was really broken up about that. There's another red sacrifice thing. So I guess we could speculate in a red-white. Hope we get a Mayhem Devil later, because Mayhem Devil is just, like, fine. Doesn't do anything crazy. Bone Pit Brute's Wheel. We, like, honestly would probably have an Anake Ogre over Havoc Jester. So I guess we'll, like, speculate into red-white here. Cultivate's good. Cultivate's probably higher power than any of these, and it keeps other people out of green. Transmogrify just like doesn't work. Really, it's hard to make it work. You exile a creature and then you get things off the top until they reveal a creature card. But that in the deck we're hoping to be, that could just be like anything. Kinetic Auger's like fine also. We could be red-blue still. So I guess we can take an Auger. We're seeing a lot of Bone Pit Brutes. Do we just start taking them because they're like decent 6-drops? They're decent 6-drops. I guess we take the land here in case we end up red-blue. We take the land here because Bone Pit's always wheel. Or do we take the ramp? So it's the ramp or... I don't really like... you don't really need to ramp in red-green, especially if you get the token card for it. Okay, so do we pick an Anake Ogre? Removal? I think we honestly just pick the Ogre. Like, if a Turn to Slag wheeled this time, who's to say that it won't wheel another time? I guess Burn Bright. We're not thrilled about it. Why is it doing this? Why is it stacking all our cards so weird? So I think our little white speculation was like a cute idea, but probably not going to happen in the end. We'll put our Rugged Highlands in there. Go to the sideboard. Okay, so it was kind of a dud after our first two picks, but we didn't see anything super powerful in the other colors either. So now, like, we have like the payoffs pretty much. Terror of the Peaks and Volcanic Salvo and a Furious Rise. So we just want more 4-power stuff. Like any 4-power creatures will do. This happened last time. We got a Sublime Epiphany and then I'm like, we can go into blue. We could be a red-blue deck still. And what are we missing out on? Very little. We're missing out on Gnarled Sage that'll probably wheel, Rugged Highlands that'll probably wheel, so we can speculate into blue. A second Furious Rise keeps us in red. Azusa is like fine, but I guess it like works with a Cultivate, but probably want a second Furious Rise over it. Scorching Dragonfire and a Shock. Terror of the Peak, Hellkite Punisher. It could be Dragon Tribal, but removal is more important right now. Scorching Dragonfire absolutely like knocks early game strats, and that's what we lose to when we're kind of relying on our big things. It hurts to see a Hellkite Punisher go, especially when you have ramp, but we honestly might see it wheel because we took so much red on going left, it might come all the way back around. Second Cultivate. We'll take a second Cultivate and then we're ramping like nuts, so we want to focus on our big drops. From here on, early game removal, big drops, and then we need more 4-power stuff. I barely looked at that pack. Track down is card draw. Should I be reading a sign that we are not getting 4-power things? Like, no, because we're getting past Furious Rise. We got past 2 Furious Rises, so people aren't drafting 4 power. Unless they're getting better 4 power. If they have Garrick's Uprising, that could be it. I still don't think we really care about Sanctum, especially with Cultivate ramping. I think we just take a Gnarled Sage and be happy. Sublime Epiphany would have been cool, but we're not there. I mean, I could be looking harder at blue if I squint, and then maybe we could have dropped the Cultivates and taken more red or blue little things. But like red-green is so... I mean, but then we got past the Furious Rise. So this looks identical to our first pack. Nothing. There's nothing for us here. Destructive Tampering as a one-of could be a blowout. They just don't get to block anymore. Gnarled Sage or a Sure Strike. I think we'll take the Sure Strike. The Gnarled Sages obviously are finding their way around the tables. Or the table. The virtual table that we inhabit. So pack 2 has been total dud. We have found pretty much no 4 power creatures in our pack. Our early game, we are kind of getting some early game stuff to do, but we need more 4 power creatures. Like, this deck will not work if we don't get some more Onake Ogres. We want, obviously, the 4 power. I'll take a second Gnarled Sage. Now that we have the Cultivates, if we get the golden red-green card, that would be a huge gift because of the fact that it would play really nice for us. Azusa, she kind of just empties your hand. Like, she doesn't do that much, but we don't want these other cards anyway, so maybe rare draft. Oh, but we get the Punisher on the wheel. That's huge. We'll take a thrill. I don't know if we play this many Bone Pit Brutes, but we'll take it. So our top end is huge now. Now we need payoffs for... I like Visionary. It's additional ramp. It's a draw. It's a draw effect. The Maze Mind Tome could have been good, but it's kind of slow for what we want to do. Another Visionary's good, but we need 4 power. Because now we're just kind of in green-red big things, but we don't have like the 4 power payoffs. Aside from Furious Rise, how are we not seeing like anything in our colors? In like the uncommon slot, we're getting pretty unlucky in that regard. Warhorn, I guess, to be a different 5-drop, so we don't have 3 Gnarled Sages. So we want to see like Shock or any red-green payoff. There we go. Garrick's Uprising is, in my opinion, like strictly better Furious Rise. I've talked about it in my last red-green deck, but it draws a card on entry. It can draw multiple cards a turn. With all this ramp, hopefully we can get there. Okay, so we see a rare in Feline Sovereign. Where our 3-drops are stuffed. Do we have any cats? I don't think there's only like 1 cat in red-green, and it's the Prowler, which we actually would like. So it's either this cat or a Truffle Snout is the pick here. Protection from dogs. And it could hit and destroy an artifact. Truffle Snout's probably the better pick. But protection from dogs could be relevant. Well, there we go. Okay, Onake Ogre's good. So we are so heavy in the 3-drop slot. So test and training is actually not that at all. It gives our huge stuff trample. Colossal Dreadmaw just has trample. We'll probably play it over a Bone Pit Brute. Okay, so we need more Anake Ogres, but I doubt this is our last pack to even find an Anake Ogre. Probably should have picked the cat over Truffle Snout. I just kind of lost time. But it does gain us 4 life if we're getting really pressured in the early game. Track down? It's either track down or a second Ranger's Guile, but I think these Guiles will wheel easier than a track down will. Are we playing things to make weird big enough? How many instants do we have? We have that. We're probably not playing double. We already have 2 Bone Pit Brutes, though. We don't need another. The game really wants us to have another. Do we actually play a Portcullis Vine over Unleash Fury? Unleash Fury could just be like a fun blowout. But I think Portcullis, it like gives us a card draw. It gives us some early game uncommon for the vault. Run Afoul is sideboard tech. So this deck is rough, I will say, but we kind of got there. We wanted different stuff, but let me build the deck and then we'll talk about it. See you in the next transition where I fade out and then fade back in. Okay, so I think we're coming back here. Early game is key here. So red-white can get underneath us. Hopefully we can Scorching Dragonfire them. Portcullis Vine with Sure Strike would be the nastiest thing on this planet Earth. But yeah, we got double Furious Rise for card draw, along with a Garruk's Uprising for card draw. Anake Ogre hits hard. Terror of the Peaks obviously is what we kind of built around. Having high power things enter the battlefield really hits hard. Volcanic Salvo removes stuff. So I think we can definitely go on a nice little run here with this deck. So let's get to those games. Oh, we got to name it. We got to name it. There we go. All right. Let's murder some bros. Our opponent's name is Chongers, so we know we're in for a duel of the intellects. We don't do anything till turn 3. But we've got the Visionary black-green, so we shouldn't be steamrolled. We don't want to draw any more lands, please. Please don't draw more lands. We've got 17 lands, so standard amount. Are we going to see a Fetid Imp? The Fetid Imp would be a pain because it kills our big stuff for free. Not free, but they lose a card. And a mana, but like their 2-drop trades for our 5 and 6 drops. I will also pass my turn. So we're not... Blackguard is an issue. Kills our Visionaries. But it's not like a huge problem or anything. We drew a land, even though I asked so kindly not to. Are they stuck on 2? If they're stuck on 2, we're okay with having all these lands. Okay, they're not stuck on 2. Gosh darn it. Oh, man. There goes our Uprising. Unless they take training. We'll be happy campers if they take training over Uprising. What's it gonna be, opponent? Training. Okay. Hot take. That was the wrong one. Unless they've got like another one to get rid of our Uprising as well. Vine forces them to pump Blackguard if they want to get past it. So I'm fine taking 3 here. Because now we have something to ramp to. So in 2 turns we can play Punish? No, 3. Unless we get more ramp, but... Archer. Okay. Probably just pings us, I assume. Yeah, like that. Nice. Nice. We're drawing the important cards. We're drawing the big stuff. Oh, I could have played Peak right there. Ah! I'm so bad. I mean, I assume they have removal, right? I mean, that's no excuse to not play your good cards. But this does give us the card draw upon entry. Do we just trade away our Visionary? I think we'll trade away our Visionary and stop the damage, because at this point we've got the houses are coming down. And this probably confuses the heck out of them. This is, okay, I admit this is probably a stupid block, but I think we need to preserve our life total. Do we see a Twin Blade Assassins? I have the biggest intellect of any person on this planet. Alright, wow. Terror of the Peaks draws us a card. We didn't really want to see a land there, but Furious Rise is nice. Oh, they have the removal spell. How did they get hurt from that? We're nearly dead. If we don't draw a creature, we lose. See, that's where I lose. So we would have rather had a creature over Ranger's Guile there, but also if we had Ranger's Guile a turn earlier, we could have protected our thing. So they just had the cards they needed. It's another slow one. Do we want to take that risk? With a Furious Rise in hand, Terror of the Peaks, like, we've got good stuff in our hand, and ooh, if this is a mirror, we have the power to win a mirror match. Pteranodon is bad. But now we can play Terror on turn 4. Ogre enables drowsing. So we're more of like the rampy style of this deck. Jeez. Do I need to cut a land? I really don't think I need to cut a land, but like, good lord. If they attack with both, okay, I was gonna say, if they attack with both, we kill Ogre, because then it disables their Pteranodon. We are hoping we don't just get steamrolled here. Burl Fist is fine. Play out the Terror, and then next turn, Gorehorn kills a thing. Furious Rise also draws us cards, but we're not really keen on playing Furious Rise. Oh man, we're taking 8. Jeez. So they've got like the fast version of our deck. They're speed running their playthrough of red-green. And we just keep seeing quality things come down on the other side of the board. So we can Gorehorn and kill something. And then it's a nice blocker as well. We need to get rid of this Leafkin Avenger. So now every creature that enters the battlefield is like a kill spell. At this point, we're comfortable using Visionary as a blocker. And Terror of the Peaks keeps drowsing. I always think Pteranodon has Death Touch, and it doesn't. It's just a 3/3 defender. Because I confuse it with the Ornery Dilophosaur. Wow. They're giving up a lot of resources here. So we can Bone Pit Brute, kill their Gorehorn. We don't really care about Pteranodon. Target creature, you get huge. I think we actually swing with Terror. Even if they enable... If they like kill this and have Sure Strike, I'll just, you know, turn off my PC and probably leave the country. But I didn't think that was going to happen. So now they want more. They're just... That's a big one. It's a big draw right there. So we Furious Rise. Portcullis Vine. Probably shouldn't have done double green, but... 0 power. And now we can... Let's just put on the pressure. Because we win very soon. We can kill something. We draw extra cards. Alright, well, we don't love drawing that, but we get it out of our library. Oh man, they're hurting. If they attack with the Dilophosaur, we kill it. Okay. We honestly could have killed it right there. Do we sack this to draw? I think we do, because we can still Furious Rise and keep up Scorching. Or just... okay. So we're going to have to pull some magic out of the hat to beat us here. Did we already lose our first game? I think we did. Yeah, we lost. Rangers, Guili. I should have kept up a green to be able to cast it. Do we see the attack? They haven't conceded yet. If they let us untap, we just win. They can't target it. So... Fortune Dragonfire? I don't even... There's no, like, flash creatures that they're gonna... Okay, I don't even think they have instant speed interaction. So test in training to give Bone Pit trample. Let's just... yeah, well... Gonna give us the GG. We still have Ranger's Guile. Cultivate to do cool stuff. I don't even know what's happening, really. Secure the win in case they have instant speed removal. Okay. Maybe I was... I don't know. My mind is going a mile a minute, but also at a snail's pace. So, Gretchen Wieners. Isn't that... You guys, this is like the biggest payoff if we draw a land. Oh, I'm gonna do it. Why am I doing it? Because it's a turn 4 terror, like, oh, I shouldn't have kept it. It's a Mean Girls reference. That's Gretchen Wieners. Good to see that the pop culture has found its way into the MTG scene. Oh, he's changing his dog. Which one are we? There's no red owl. What's your spirit color of owl? Maybe the black one? I don't know. Draw a land. We have 18. We don't have 18. Oh. If they lofty denial our cultivate. I shouldn't have done it. 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 I just lost this game. So now at best we're playing fair magic by playing things on the turn we're... Why'd I keep it? Remember how I was like, I want 3 wins? Well, now that's like impossible. It's not impossible. We're getting hit for 3 next turn. They have like a full hand of counters and removal, so... They just passed the turn. Okay. Chorister, so they're going wide. If they... I don't know. They can capture Spirit. But unless we tap it... Okay, yeah, it's like unless we tap it, Oh, that's why they're taking damage. So they're hitting us for a lot. 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. We're getting brought down to 9 this turn. But land is good. So we could Visionary and Uprising, or do we just play... I say we play a big thing and then kill Falconer Adept. And then we can salvo next turn. So if we can live like this turn. Second capture sphere. Do they kill us? 6. So we're so close to dead, it's not even funny. If they're gonna counter something, I'd rather have it be Visionary. And then we salvo. If they have like a Lofty Denial. Revitalize, that's not that bad. So we kill their Chorister. Can port Cullis Vine. Alright, now we need to pray that they don't have something to pump this up for 3 damage. What could that be? What could that be? If they have like a Rousing Reed and a Defiant Strike, a Rousing Reed and... Okay, I was like, do we lose this turn or not? Shipwreck to get back what? Frantic Inventory is pretty low power. Revitalize doesn't affect us all that much. Revitalize. We can Uprising and then Gorehorn. Let's Punisher. Kill the bird. Just so they can't remove this and like instantly win off of that. And then we have Bone Pit, Gorehorn. Like we could have killed them with ETB damage by now, probably. Okay, well. So we lose our Vine. Unless they can bounce our Vine, then we lose the game. Alright, as long as we declare the blocker. So I don't think there's any trample effects at instant speed. My god, why is this so close? Only block creatures with flying. Tap 2 untapped spirits. So we have to kill that now. Play a land. Uprising draws us a card and we can play Gorehorn. Probably play Uprising, especially to draw out like a counter spell. We know they have Revitalize. Okay. Yeah, get your prowess triggers. Get your prowess triggers here. Gorehorn, kill the Geist. And now hope they can't remove our Gorehorn. If we make it past this turn, I think we're in the clear. Because then we have our stuff untapping. Oh no, they're drawing 2 cards. Don't draw removal. Or bounce, or anything good. Oh, we had everything. I can't do it again. I can't have it happen to me again. I can't have it happen to me again. Oh wow, this is an incredibly similar hand. Do I keep Portcullis? Drop Dreadmaw? Am I going first? I am going first. Like, we have other big things to play, and I think I honestly dropped Dreadmaw, because I can't, my heart can't handle getting beat down in the early game again. That's really not an issue. Let's draw. Take advantage of our mana while we can. Furious Rise is nice. Can't instant speed Dragonfire or anything, but they're not pressuring. So if we can get down our Terror on turn 5, well, that makes a better Dragonfire target now. Not really loving all this land draw, but we have Terror of the Peaks coming up. And if they target it with more stuff, we can Dragonfire it. Do we just kill that instead? Well, this now can block our Terror of the Peaks. And now it gets exiled, so I don't think Sabertooth... Yeah, Sabertooth doesn't get the counters. Let's Terror of the Peaks to get our Furious Rise activation. Land isn't great. Neither is Cultivate, really, because now we have the mana we want. I think someone just arrived. Is it? Okay, someone might have just gotten home. Volcanic Salvo is a total blowout here. I can't quite afford it yet. So I guess we can cultivate. We want more red, but I mean, an even spread of lands is healthy. We're taking a big hit next turn, and if our Terror doesn't survive, we cry. Make it a Flample. Can't oh, we can still block in theory, so we won't attack. Second Cultivate is nice. It gets more lands out of our deck. As long as this stays on the board in some capacity. Why do I even bother? So that's a huge hit. Bone Pit is like a sorry excuse. Oh, it's such a combo. And we don't have the mana for Garrick's Uprising. We are so peeved. Oh my god. Don't tell me I'm gonna get 3 losses again. Not like this. Okay, if this stays on the battlefield... Go by Cultivate. We die if we don't play it though, right? And if they remove this, we die also. Gale Swooper's pretty bad. We can't win if our Bone Pit dies. Is this all of our mana? Then we lose anyway. So this actually makes it cheap enough to be viable. Gale Swooper gets the kill on us. This makes it cost 2 mana, so... We have to kill Gale Swooper. Scourge. If they can protect their Swooper, we lose. That was actually like honestly a mega powerful turn for us. And now we stay on defense for like the rest of time. And then we just gotta... Okay. So they're working off of 2 cards. They need removal. And they're still working off 2 cards. Why does this deck play on the verge of death? It's so nerve-wracking. Our Terror of the Peaks is already gone, so 2 of our bombs have unfortunately left the chat. We'll play another Visionary to draw. Land's not great. We'll draw with Uprising. Why? Can't attack, otherwise we lose. Ranger's Guili. Can cast that at any time, so that's nice. It's not good to have it in our graveyard, or in the exile zone, so to speak. So this gets to be a 4/4 if they pump it. We'll trade here, trade there, and then force them to discard. They know they can't cast something on our own stuff, so they're probably going to discard like a land to Hollow Blade. Yep. And we don't get to cast this later, so we might as well keep our Visionary alive. Unless they have like a follow-up that we should have. Okay, okay, well. See now, the pain train just came into station. Right, we can Bone Pit Brute and Garrick's Gorehorn. He's changing his colors. I'm like, what the hell is that sound? So Bone Pit makes Bone Pit bigger. And we draw. They've got something at instant speed and I don't like it. So now they need to remove 2 things to kill us. And yeah, we do have to start winning because we have like, we're drawing 2, we have like 5 turns to win. Which with the power level of our deck is totally possible, and the fact we have double menace creatures is quite menacing. But everything's got trample as well, so we actually do enjoy our position quite a bit here. So I think it's honestly worth like the huge swing here. We could win right now. Do we attack with everything? Four, 8. So at least 4 is getting through. 7. 4. We have +3. Honestly, let's just attack with everything. They are forced to block, so their stuff does die. We can give something +3 +0, and everything has trample, so unless they've got swift responses up the wazoo. We'll give the Sure Strike to our Gorehorn, so they're forced to discard to keep that alive. Gnarled Sage blocks Sky Scanner, but I think we just win here with our trample. Yeah. Do they let the rest of the damage happen, or...? Okay. Oh my god. I'm gonna have a stroke. Ranger's Guile into... or... Dragonfire and Cultivate in the same hand makes me happy. We actually do prefer double mountain over... We see red. Let's play our second mountain to conceal our green. Conceal the green. Do we just kill that? Sure, let's kill it. It's super low value, but in what I'm presuming is a red white like low to the ground deck. Like what else are we gonna kill? And it uses our mana efficiently. It wouldn't have killed Gadrak anyway. Alright. We would like to start seeing our creatures now. Please and thank you. We honestly might skip a turn in order to play Colossal with defense. Huh. I just got my tax return. Anyway. Weird flex, but okay. So since Gadrak is not pressuring us, it can only attack if they would control 3 artifacts or 4 or more. Good lord. And they're like mono red. Doesn't even block our Dreadmaw that well. So yeah, we'll play Ogre because we want to be able to defend our Dreadmaw. Especially if they're truly a mono red deck. Then they're gonna need like double removal spells for Colossal Dreadmaw. So if they cast 2 spells to remove it, and then we just Ranger's Guile, it's a blowout in our favor. And we can still Sure Strike a Nake Ogre if they've got some weird shenanigans. Okay. So that's not great, obviously. But we can still Sure Strike it if we feel so inclined, or they can just kill it. So they just really widened their board. But now we're in the long game, right? They are gonna get treasures because things will die. Like if they attack with Goblin Wizards, like I think we're kind of forced to block. But our top end kind of outdoes a Gadrak. Like we've got, I mean, our dragon is also a 5/4, so it doesn't feel great. We'd love a Garruk's Uprising. We wouldn't love a Furious Rise, but it's a better draw than like, say, another land. And Ranger's Guile actually kind of sauces on Heartfire pretty hard because Heartfire has to target something, so just hexproof, bang. Especially if they try to do some really wacky like instant speed stuff. Like mid-combat. Are they there? Okay, yeah, they're reading stuff. I'm like, what's happening? Well, Ranger's Guile. So that's one creature dead for Gadrak. Visionary draws us a card, so we'll just play it. Why does it tap my mana like that? It's because we only have other red cards, but... Let's attack with Dreadmaw, see what they have to say about it. We can even Sure Strike it? Okay. I'm gonna say we can Sure Strike it to make it just completely blow them out of the water. Because it'll trample over and kill everything. Gnarled Sage actually is pretty good against Gadrak, because it just kills it. Wow. They... kind of desperate. They haven't even been activating Chandra's Magma at instant speed, so... I totally forgot Gadrak can block. Like, that was kind of risky of me. But now they're very clearly, like, desperate for something. Do we just attack with everything? Oh my gosh. Let's do it. Let's get crazy. They can't... They've got 1 mana. Let's attack with our big stuff. They have to block something. Oh, this is gonna feel so bad for them. They keep back 1. This is huge. for us and like catastrophic for our opponent. They have way more resources, so I'm just hoping we kind of go... Like, I'm hoping their resources don't beat us for a turn. Like, just one turn, we need them to not... Like, they have to remove Colossal Dreadmaw, right? We'll play at full control. Come on. There we go. Oh! They're a red-blue deck. What do you know? So they're probably going to draw with Maze Mind. They have a lot of mana here. Mistral Singer. Alright, they have 1 mana left. And they scry. You'd think that they would scry at the end of my turn so they have a better idea of what it is that they have to draw in order to win. We will Garrick's Uprising to draw. Why does it always... No. Like, we have more double red costs in the deck. I don't know why it constantly uses my red mana. I mean, I guess we have the land in hand. Training onto Gnarled Sage, I think, just gives us the win here. Gives it trample, and then we have 11 power trampling, which they can't stop. Bone Pit Brute, can I play it? Oh, that'd be amazing to make this 10 power. I think we attack with all here. Because I think it's just a win. Okay. To lose like a couple, this is not a keepable hand. I get scared to lose a couple. This is a good hand. Wow, this is a good hand. Could have kept that, but it's kind of low impact. Oh, nice. So I think we can Garrick's Uprising into Anake or the other way around. It kind of achieves the same thing. Wow. We are drawing very well. Because it ETBs and gives trample. So I think we'll Onake Ogre that they know we have, and then Garrick's Uprising to give it trample. Still drawing lands though. But like eventually we have to draw gas. Because we're gonna run out of lands. Let's just kill that now. Oh, that was stupid of me. I am small brain. I should have kept it alive for our Uprising. Because now our curve is all whack. Stage Zombie is bad again. Because it still kills our Ogre. They use removal on our Ogre. We lose 4 more life. This could be going worse. Why are we drawing so many lands? We put 2 on the bottom, did we not? So all of our lands are in like the top 15 cards, it seems. I'm not gonna get wrecked by... Let's just play our good cards. If they've got removal for it, they've got removal for it. I should have swung preemptively. Should have swung. That was beginner MTG kind of status there. Ah, okay. They can use Cage Zombie, I suppose. Okay, but if we get a land, Hellkite Punisher is crazy. Ah. Oh, please don't steal my thing. I don't want to lose to that again. I don't know. They could have the Death Touch trick, Alchemist's Gift. We're killing that because it blocks us well. And now for all future intents and purposes, Garrick's Uprising. We're very nearly dead here if they steal our Hellkite Punisher. Because we'll take 8. And then they can kill us. They can deal... We'll take 8, and then if they have any other damage effect, We are sorely sorry. I did stop 3 damage earlier because I sacked an Anake Ogre, which pretty much... Okay, so they don't want to die next turn is kind of what they're submitting to us there. But if they attack, they don't know we're about to give everything trample. And we could just draw into creatures to kill their stuff. We've already been through both our ogres, so we only have like 5 and 6 drops left. What am I seeing here? What is this telling me? Were they hoping for me to block and then they just use a bunch of things on... How can they add 8 power this turn alone? They can probably kill Terror of the Peaks, give this +2/+2, or +1/+1. What's happening? Andres Quintero, you are confusing me to the max. Can they make this strong enough to kill me? If they have double Sure Strike, I lose. But most decks don't even play a single no decks play more than a single Sure Strike unless you're like dedicated blue-red spells, I feel like. Or there's no, he's not playing green, so he can't have the Titanic Growth. It really seems like they were dead set on me blocking. And now they kill it. Final blow. Turn to slag. They could have done... Oh. Okay. Well, let's draw. Yeah. Oh, no. If I draw the 6 drop, it can't play it anyway, so doesn't matter. This has trample now. We give this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power, so this hits for 11. I think we win. 6 gets +5, so it's an 11. See if they block. They do. I have to do this one at a time. I guess I'm glad the auto tapper actually told me to do the right thing. To just use all green for Garrick's Uprising. Okay. Mull. Keep. Drop a forest. We have Track Down and Llanowar to draw. Another green black. Double Furious Rise, so we want to find that 4-drop creature. If we find a 4-drop creature, we might honestly... If we take, like, Anake Ogre, for instance, we might play it over our Visionary. We will draw a Dreadmaw. Sorry, that was a powerhouse. Track Down. Track Down has been so good for me. 2 mana, it just feels like you get to... It's like... Customize your win con, pretty much. So, Visionary, we can... Damn, that's good. That's a nice 1-2 punch right there. So now we play Visionary for sure, so we can get Dreadmaw ASAP and Volcanic Salvo something. But we're getting schmurdered out here. Like, we can't take that for long because we don't have anything happening. And the fact that they're playing Jund. Alright, they want to kill us like next turn, it feels like. And they might pull it off, because we are not drawing what we need to draw. So we need a creature next turn and we lose. And they probably have removal. Like, what are you splashing black for? Removal, I'd assume. Oh. Okay. So we need our reach creature or we lose? Okay, we lose. Yep. That's what they're splashing black for. Or maybe the green is the splash? I don't know. Okay, well, we got to 4 wins. That one was a blowout. They just kind of had our number on that one. Again, thanks for watching. We're going to get a 7 win soon. I promise. I promise.